Hey guys, James here today and welcome to another Sims 4 house building video. This one is called Green Arches. As you may be able to tell from the thumbnail, it is green and the roof has arches. Look kind of cool. Had a bit of fun with it. So I actually got inspiration from this from playing a lot of Planet Coaster. Now, if you don't know what that is, if you've ever heard of a game called Roller Coaster Tycoon, it's basically that, but a million times better. So, yeah, it's basically a new theme park building game that is currently in development. It's in alpha, and I've been playing a load of it over on my other channel, which you can find in the link down below. You can go to my other channel. Done a load of videos over there, having so much fun with it. So, the reason I was inspired by that game is mainly because a lot of people have been building these sort of modern buildings in that game with like the curved roof pieces. And I was like, you know what? I can totally do that in The Sims 4. And I don't know, I just kind of ran with the idea of doing the curved roof pieces. I know I've done stuff like this before with like, you know, the really archy roofs, like the futuristic houses I did a while back. I know it's not new, but it's a lot of fun and I totally just got some inspiration from that. I actually wanted to do a blue roof because that's what you can do in Planet Coaster, but that doesn't exist in The Sims 4. So I went for like a really, really strong bright green. But I think it actually looks kind of cool because it really, in a weird way, it kind of blends into the landscape, but kind of really doesn't. I know that sounds weird, but like the green kind of gives it that tone that sort of like sits in the landscape, but then the actual shape of the build and pretty much everything else of it, you're like, no, that doesn't really make any sense. But I don't know, it looks kind of cool in the space it is. So this is obviously in Windenburg on the island. The island. Just building out there because I thought it'd be a cool place to put it. I would have put it in the actual city area, but the whole city area of Windenburg's a little bit too old style for me. And then the sort of modern area is all the community area, so that didn't really make sense to put it there either. So out in the island it goes, which also has a few modern builds out there too. So it fit in to this island quite well. So I was just playing around with the roofs for a while, trying to get some interesting shapes, and obviously I've got like the diagonal section of the building there as well. So you got all these different angles, different layers of wall as well, just to give it a really interesting look. Adding a little bit of grass there as well, you know, got to get some nice grass in there, make it look nice and lush and a beautiful place to live. So I built this over the course of, I don't know. So I've had, every time I've been jumping into The Sims lately to build, and the reason I haven't been doing, a lot of builds is because I just didn't have the ideas. Like, it's not so much not having the ideas, but not having the inspiration. Like, you can be like, oh, I want to build this. Like, for example, people often request that I build like a mansion or something really, really big. And I totally get why you'd want that. And I know that would be awesome. But I haven't found the inspiration that I want to run away with it and build something that big. Like I don't know, like often there's like a little kernel, like a little seed of inspiration that really gets me. Like that's what starts all my builds. It's like with like the tree houses and then that, just from the crazy idea of building a tree house, that was a lot of fun. And then the Firewatch build I did a little while ago as well. Like those interesting ideas that make it a little bit different. So if I was gonna do a big build, like a really big sort of mansion style build, I don't know, I need to find something that just makes it that little bit different, that makes it really interesting and just makes it a lot of fun for me to build as well. Because it's all well and good being like, oh yeah, I could build a mansion, but if I'm not having fun doing it, what's the point? You know, like I don't want it to be a chore. But every time I find like just that idea that I want to do something, or it's like, oh, that's a really cool idea, it's something like that, I just run away with it, and that's how I sort of get going. So right now I'm trying to figure out the layout of the interior, because it's actually a really kind of weird inside, especially where I put the stairs. So I decided to put the kitchen over here in this kind of little nook, which I thought was kind of interesting. It's a small space, but it feels much bigger than it is because obviously you have those big windows on the side and it's all open plan to the rest of the house. Even though it's a little bit sort of tucked away into that corner, it still feels really big and quite open. And also you may notice with this house, I've actually started, you know, furnishing before I've even done any of the wallpaper or anything else, which is not something I normally do, but I kind of felt like it was necessary for this build because I thought putting the kitchen there would be a good idea, but I wasn't 100% until I actually did it. Because I was like, it could be good, but let's just put some items in to see how it goes. And it turned out to be just fine. So I was like, yep, that works. I'm happy with that. And then that left this little nook over there for a perfect little dining space. So it's right next to the kitchen, you can see. But yeah, it's definitely a very interesting floor plan on the lower floor. Because I did spend a while trying to get one that worked well. I mean, you can see what I'm doing here. Like, I'm all over the place with the floor plan. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like it is a really weird floor plan at the start anyway. Then I eventually figure it out and it makes more sense. So yeah, at the moment it's still kind of weird. I couldn't seem to get it right. I just couldn't. But then eventually I did. Instead, I think I'm getting it now. Yeah, so I put the bathroom next to the staircase instead of, like in the middle of the room creating like 50 different rooms. It's in the middle of the house, which makes more sense. So it separates the stair. So that way it actually creates an entranceway, like a little foyer where you walk straight in. You have the stairs to your left and then the rest of the house to your right. And it actually works quite well. So you have the bathroom there, and then you have the big living space there, and a little study nook as well in the diagonal portion, which worked pretty nicely as well. So I went for a fairly, I don't know. So the outside is kind of super modern, clean, contemporary style. The inside is much more, has a bit of an industrial twinge. As you guys know, I love my industrial stylings. I would love to live in a place that had that sort of industrial feel to it as well. I think it'd be really cool. But yeah, no, I love that sort of styling. So that's what I did on the inside. So it actually really it really does contrast the outside quite a bit. And in case you didn't know, as always, this is available for download. You can click the link in the description down below where it says download. That'll take you straight to the gallery where you can add it to your game. Or you can search for me in the gallery. My username is The Sim Supply, the same as it is here on YouTube. Just remove the spaces in my name because there's no spaces on the gallery. And you can find it there. Yeah, so I thought I'd add in that little glass double from Get Together because that was quite good. Because that's just another curved out of the build, lots of glass as well, nice modern sort of exterior to add on, which I thought looked quite cool. Yeah, so right now I was actually looking for just things to put on the wall because obviously we have this big curving roof, big sweeping roof right there, but it's a big blank flat wall with nothing on it. And obviously I couldn't make it, an interior of the house because it's not tall enough to put any walls in there. So I was just playing around, trying to find something to, make it look, I don't know, not blank. Because right now, essentially, it really just does look blank. So using those beautiful wall pieces from Spade, I sort of constructed like a little exterior wall that sort of just sits in front of it. Just adds, again, just adding another layer of detail. So just another sort of layer of depth, I guess, to the exterior, just so it's not so flat, and also it doesn't look so blank then either. You give it that sort of, I don't know, that extra oomph that it needed, because it did look a little bit blank, but that helps it out tremendously. Like, it just adds that little bit extra to make it look like something's actually going on there instead of nothing happening at all. But yeah, so I mean, so in Planet Coaster, and I'm going to be talking about it a lot because I love it at the moment. I'm really into it. So if you haven't, I do suggest, if you like build videos like this, I honestly do suggest you go check out my other channel, because I've done currently 4 build videos, but at the time I'm recording this, there might be more after it. But I did 2 coaster builds. There's one where I actually just build a whole street filled with buildings and all that kind of stuff. And you can do some really, really cool things in that. I would say to a certain degree, the exteriors in Planet Coaster are much more, you can do much more with them than in The Sims. There's almost nothing you can do with interiors in the game at the moment, but the exteriors you can do so much, and I wish there would some things you could do like that in The Sims. For example, you could put windows anywhere on walls in that, which you can't do in The Sims, which is something I really wish The Sims had. And you can, so basically in the build mode of Planet Coaster, any object can intersect any other object. That includes walls, that includes roofs, that includes any item that you place. So you can have, it's hard to explain, but if you go check out the build videos, if build videos are your thing, really do suggest it, because I'm sure you'll enjoy it. It's just obviously in a different game. It's not The Sims, but it's still building some cool things. But you can do some really cool things in it. And it's only, well, the ones I've done so far is only Alpha 1 of the game. So it's about 6 months at least from release, probably more than 6 months at this point, but it's still a really far away from release, but I'm so excited for it. I really, really am. Anyway, so back to this house now. I will come back up that tangent. I'm just saying, if you like build videos, check it out, because you will love those too. So playing with the interior now, so I had the layout, but I had to figure out how I could fit the furniture in, and I did in the end, obviously. Got the 2 light blue sofas. I thought the light blue actually looked kind of nice. I thought it went quite well with the bricks and the grey. And then we have like a little grey sort of TV stand area that kind of blends into the wall in a way, because it's a similar sort of tone. It also has the same sort of horizontal lines going through it as the wall, so I thought that looked kind of interesting anyway. Here is a little study nook. You got that big glass sort of curve on the outside, glass curtain. I don't know. So that looked kind of cool. Um, so I don't know. It kind of adds a little bit of privacy in a way as well. Obviously not because it's fully glass. But to be fair, you live on a damn island. There's not going to be that many people around. Just your neighbors, and they might annoy the hell out of you. But that's fine. I thought I'd just add some books on that little thing because it looked like the lowest section of this side table. I always feel like it needs something on there. And because this was a study area, I thought let's just line some books up down there. Give it some, give it a little bit of detail. And then we had a fairly clean looking study area, a nice clean white desk, smooth, like a small computer, nice, like clear chair. And then I went for a fairly loud rug to break it up. Like the rug added a lot of pattern and a lot of interesting shapes and everything to it, which I thought was kind of cool because the rest of the space was fairly clean, straight lines, and just, that added a little bit of oomph. TV area, trying to figure out what to do with that. Kept it fairly simple. There's a few decorations here in the kitchen area. As you can see, the whole sort of interior is definitely taking on that sort of industrial kind of vibe to it, which I do love. It's one of my favorite styles. Obviously, a little bit of color there through the fruit. A little fruit bowl sitting on there, looking fancy. Just getting some kitchen utensils on the wall. A little breakfast table as well, which I feel like the breakfast table isn't strictly necessary because we have a dining table right there. But it was a nice little spot to put it in. So I thought, you know what, we'll put it in there anyways. It looks quite good. So I had to, I don't know if you saw it when I did it, but I had to put that diagonal wall in there next to the dining table because the roof actually clips through the interior for some reason. I don't know why. I couldn't get rid of it. So I just put a diagonal wall there instead and didn't use that space. So you can't see it. So that's why that's there in case you were wondering. Just getting the lower bathroom put in. And so I did have trouble with the downstairs layout. And I also seem to have trouble upstairs, even though upstairs is also, upstairs is a very easy space to work with. It's just an L shape. I don't know why, but I had a lot of trouble trying to fit the things in I wanted. Like I wanted 2 fairly decently sized bedrooms and a bathroom upstairs, but it was really hard to fit it in. And you'll see as I sort of move into it in a moment. Here we are. So as you can see, it's just an L shape. You'd think, yeah. Like, so right there, I can get 2 really easy bedrooms, but there's no bathroom was my problem. And that was annoying me because I felt like there should be a bathroom upstairs, right? At least a bathroom upstairs. I couldn't, the rooms just kept getting smaller, the bathroom kept getting bigger, and I couldn't fit it in how I wanted it to. And it just didn't work. I tried to make the walls bigger, and it just didn't fit. So I did actually make the whole thing one wider, as you can see here, because I had to, because I couldn't fit it in any other way. So I made the upstairs a little bit wider. I just added another little roof border kind of thing. And then I had to, as you can see, it's sort of clipping through the roofs there. So I actually had to adjust all the roofs a little bit just so, you didn't see that clipping through because that was not too great. And you can see that roof there as well, coming through the building. I hate how it does that. If you move it down a little bit, it disappears. So that was fine. But just had to adjust it a little bit and then there was no problem. But yeah, adding that extra square on that side allowed me to move the hallway to the other side of the stairs. And then that also allowed me to fit in the full-size double bedroom along with bathroom upstairs for everybody to use, which actually worked out fairly well. I would have liked the double bedroom to be a little bit bigger, but it's fine. It definitely still fits everything in there. I kept the furnishing fairly simple because I kind of spent most of my time downstairs making everything look pretty damn fancy down there. Just some nice side tables. I was going for a fairly contrasting scheme at the start, just like black and whites really is what I was doing. But then, change it up a little bit. At least I think I did. I had to move the bed over as well because I was trying to get in the set of drawers and it didn't really fit. So I had to sort of shuffle everything over a little bit. And I wanted to put in a built-in wardrobe, but again, there wasn't really any room. It looked way too cramped with the bed in there. It didn't look really nice. So kind of just got rid of that in the end and just kept the set of drawers. And then I had like a little makeup kind of table over there just to get yourself ready in the morning. Just, again, fairly basic stuff. Nothing too extravagant at all. Just a few little pieces. I was just putting some things on the table so that it would let me freely place different items, as you can see there. And then I just got a set of a couple of shoe racks underneath. So that's kind of where you keep your shoes. Fairly basic stuff, but it gets the job done. No worries, mate. Easy does it. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good stuff. Just the usual bedroom furnishings. Nothing super out of the ordinary, but there's the bathroom. I thought I'd do a bathtub up here because we had the shower downstairs. Obviously, that's a bath and a shower combo, so you can have both. But I thought I'd put a tub in there. And here is a single bedroom. Of course, you could probably add another bed in there if you wanted to. You could get 2 Sims in the same bedroom, but I kept it fairly lackadaisical. I don't even know what I don't even know why I said that, but fairly straightforward. Just a bed, set of drawers, a little chair, and like a mirror, I think, and then that was pretty much it. And just some wall decorations. Then I believe we move on to furnishing like the balconies and going to the outside next. Because it's a fairly small build, this one. It's only 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, so nothing ginormous. I do like building smaller buildings because, A, they don't take as long, and B, it means that I can put a lot more detail into the build itself. Because once you start, the bigger and bigger a build gets, the sort of, for me anyway, the more motivation it takes, which is, that's why the Big Brother builders take it forever, because I'm like, I'll go back to it, I will, but I don't know when. Big builds and me, they don't mix very well. I like building the smaller stuff because it's like I was saying earlier, once I have that idea, the idea is usually a small one, so it translates well to a small build. Whereas I feel like I was saying, it's a small idea. If we take like the Firewatch Tower build, I don't know if you could make that much bigger. I think you could, actually, that'd be kind of interesting. I think that could be an interesting project. Having get a 64 by 64 lot and have a giant watchtower on top of it, but somehow make it look good. That would be the challenging part, was actually making it look good. So now we're doing the landscaping. Actually, I thought this was a really cool idea. I mean, obviously people have definitely done this before, but so I think this is the first time I've done it, is using like the little fountains to make them look like little ponds. And I sort of shoved rocks all around it to make it look more natural than just having a straight edge. Obviously, I'm almost 100% sure that people have done this before. No doubt. But I'm pretty sure I haven't done this before. So I was having a little bit of fun with it. It's getting little natural sort of ponds in there. Because, I mean, we're close to the beach. So you think there'll probably be a few little rock pools here and there. So that's exactly what I was doing. Just getting a bunch of flowers, making it look kind of nice. And then just getting a little rock pool thing there. And it looks really good as well when you recolor the water with those sort of water recolorers. Water recolorers? You know what I mean. We can change the color of the water from Get Together, so that was kind of cool. And I thought I'd make a bigger version over here just to add another little feature in as well. This just gets smattered with rocks all the way around it, just to make a nice big rock pool, which I thought looked quite cool. And it just, because I mean, there's still not a lot of stuff you can actually do outside in The Sims 4. Like, there's not a lot of garden stuff you can do. Obviously, you can have a pool, you can have barbecues, you can have a hot tub, but that's kind of it. I mean, there's not a lot of outdoor activities that make sense for your backyard. So I thought, let's fill it up with a few little ponds and some nice like landscaping. And let's keep it fairly simple. Just get a few little shrubs around the place, little flowers as well. And I thought, it looked kind of cool. It looked kind of cool anyway. So I was quite happy with it. And just using I thought the little sort of stone terrain paint there looked kind of nice because it kind of ties into the sort of Windenburg in a way, because Windenburg's supposed to be an old town. So you could imagine this as maybe this was once a really old building that someone's come in and renovated and make it look really fancy, but they've left some of the older elements there, like the old stone out the front. And then I also put a nice little fountain thing in as well. Like there's a sort of flowery fountain, which was from, I think, Romantic Garden stuff, maybe? I can't remember, but you might see it in a minute. And I also do another table out the back as well, so that's interesting. Because we have like 3 tables in this tiny house, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, we have a lot of tables in this house. So yeah, I always forget these little pieces exist, and I do like using them. So I thought I'd add them over this side of the build just to add a little bit more detail. Again, another sort of little layer of depth to that side because it was a little bit flat and just adds a little bit more interest to it as well. I thought I'd put a bit of a fun sculpture in that corner there because, I mean, why not? Little top hat statue looks like a little bit of fun. Nothing too crazy, but, keeping it fairly straightforward. And here is the third table. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 chairs at tables in this house. So you can have a party here with 14 Sims and they can all enjoy it. Anyway, here we are in the screenshots. We go around the outside of the house and we'll jump inside and you can see everything there. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. It was a little bit of fun, a little bit of curvature. It's got a bit of color to it as well. That sort of really bold green. It's a little bit of fun. I love that sort of glass curve thing there. I love that. It's really, really cool. So again, if you do want to download this, it is available on the gallery. You can click the link down below or search for me on the on the gallery under the username The Sim Supply. Or you can probably search Green Arches. I imagine this would come up unless like a million other people have also used the name. In which case, well, apologize for that, but there's nothing you can do about that now. Anyway, here's a living room. You can see like it looks really spacious with those big windows. Even though the house isn't that big, it looks quite big. Now in here also it kind of gives it a cozy feeling because you have those sort of the darker walls and all that. There's a kitchen space. If we look at the kitchen from this angle here, it looks really, really interesting. Because you can see it looks like I don't know how to explain it, but it just looked really quite look elongated. The kitchen is an interesting space. Anyway, here's the upstairs landing with the bedrooms. That is the master bedroom right there. Again, fairly simple, but they have their own little balcony. Here's their balcony that you can go out onto and sit there and enjoy the beautiful sun. Here's another angle of the bedroom as well. And then I think we jump into, here's the upstairs bathroom. The bathrooms are pretty basic. Nothing too special in there. Then we have the single bedroom just in there. And I believe we go into the floor plan shots there. But that pretty much wraps it up for the build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to download it and comment if you wish. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. And have an awesome day.